Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally uploading my potty training video for how I potty trained my 1-year-old in one day. That 1-year-old is now 3, and a few months ago I potty trained my 1-year-old daughter in 2 days. So I'm going to share today the method that I used to do it, how I made modifications to it, and how I was able to have lasting success. So the first thing that I would say is to get this book, Toilet Training in Less Than a Day. This is the method that I modeled how I potty train my kids after. The main goal of this method is for the child to teach a doll how to go to the potty, and in turn the child learns how to go to the potty as well in just a few hours. It is vital, extremely important, that it is just the adult who's potty training the child and the child at home. So no siblings, no other parents, no visitors, no one should be at home during the potty training period but the adult that's potty training and the child. No toys, no TV, no distractions. The slightest of distractions can throw everything off. Wherever you prefer. I personally did not want to sit in the bathroom all day, so we did ours in our kitchen. Wood floors, probably preferably that it's not carpeted area, because they're learning, they could have an accident. So 2 important words to make sure that your child knows before you begin potty training is wet and dry. But if they are not saying it, it's important for your child to at least know what wet means and know what dry means. They should be familiar with the potty, what a potty is, what it's used for, and they should be familiar with panties or underwear. For the potty training, you're going to need a potty of some sort, a baby doll or stuffed animal, something that you can put underwear on, panties on. You'll need a squirt bottle or a water bottle of some sort. You'll need treats and snacks for rewards throughout the training session, and you'll need lots to drink for the child. So the morning of that I knew I was potty training, I started off rip in the morning with drinks, something with a little bit of flavor in it, and just constantly encouraging them to drink, because you want them to be peeing as much as possible throughout this training experience, because the more they go, the more they're practicing, the more it sticks that they need to do it. There shouldn't be a lot of playing and conversations between you and the child outside of what you're learning and what you're doing, what you're practicing this day, because we want them to be focused on what they're doing and what they are learning. The book does not call for this, but again, I modified it. I didn't follow it to a T. I included raisins as well throughout, so that's another supply that you could add if you want to encourage boo-booing, we call it, in the potty. So the potty training is in 2 parts. The bulk of the potty training is in the beginning, when you're having the child teach the baby doll how to go to the potty. And the second part is the prompted potty training trials. So let's start with teaching the doll to go potty. So what you're going to do first thing is to introduce your child to the baby, point out the fact that the baby is wearing panties, and you're going to tell your child that the baby needs to go to the potty. So at this point, you're going to have your water bottle full of water, and you're going to give the baby to the child and have the child sit them on the potty. And then you're going to be sneaky, and you're going to squirt into the potty water. I like having a squirt bottle because I can do it forcefully so that the child can hear the pee go into the potty. Hi, honey.
Hi, Mommy.
How was your nap?
Good.
Good. You want the child to hear or see when the baby is peeing. So if you squirt through here, the child, you should have them looking in the potty. You're going to squeeze, and they should be able to see and or hear that pee is coming out. The second that you and the child notice that the baby is peeing on the potty, you're going to go crazy, cheering, enthusiastic, excited, celebrating that the baby went pee-pee on the potty. While you're cheering, while you're praising, while you're turning up for the baby going on the potty, you're going to continue to say things along the lines of big boys, big girls, pee-pee in the potty. Something to remind your child while they're telling this child that this is something that big boys and big girls do. Then you're going to have your child give the baby a treat, whatever your choice is of the treats that you're giving. The child is doing everything. You're telling the child, instructing the child what to do, and they're doing it. So the child's going to give the baby a treat, yum, 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 pretend the baby's eating, and then you're gonna ask them, will you also go on the potty like a big boy or girl? These are potty treats. These types of treats are for boys and girls who go on the potty. So this is yummy, it's tasty, but it's for boys and girls to go in the potty. You want to encourage them to say yes, and then if they agree that they will go in the potty, then they can eat the snack that obviously the baby didn't eat. Of course, you dump the potty, you show them how to do that, how to rinse it, whatever your procedure is for getting rid of the waste in the potty, you're going to do that with the child, teach them how to do that as well. And then you're going to tell your child to fill their pants and ask them if their pants are wet or dry. If they say their pants are dry, then you're going to give them their own treat. You're going to repeat the same thing 2 or 3 more times with the baby having to go to the potty, the child taking the baby to the potty, and then each time after you clean up the potty, you ask them to fill their pants. And if they're dry again, you give them their own treat. So of course, just repeat the steps 2 or 3 more times, and then you distract the child with something. Oh, look at that, look at this, whatever it is, and then you're gonna spill water on the baby's pants. The child may notice the wet spot, or you may have to point out, don't do that please, thank you. You may have to point out that the doll's pants are wet. You're gonna have the child fill the pants, and you're gonna express your displeasure however you do that in your home. No, you don't pee-pee on your pants. Big girls, big boys pee-pee in the potty. No. We're not gonna do yelling and threatening and hitting and things like that, because that's gonna instill fear in the child, which that's not what this process should feel like. We don't want them to feel anxious or scared during the process. And then you also are going to have your child express their displeasure as well. Tell the baby no baby, or this. Anything that signals displeasure, you're going to do that, your child's going to do that, and we're going to remind the baby that big boys and big girls pee-pee on the potty. They don't pee-pee in their pants. So at this point, you're going to tell your child that now the baby has to practice going on the potty because he or she had an accident. And by practicing, it's going to help baby learn where we go pee-pee. How practice goes is important because the child's going to practice this. Hi, Carson. The child's going to practice this by themselves after they're done training the baby. So, you want to sit down with mommy?
Yes.
Okay, I missed you.
I miss you.
How did your nap? How was your nap?
Good.
Good. Can I have a kiss? Love you.
Love you.
So how practice works is wherever the accident happened, you quickly walk the baby, to the potty, pants down, sit down, quickly, pants up, back to the spot, the accident happened. Then you up, you go to the potty, pants down, all while reminding the child, baby is practicing going potty so that he will remember where it is that we're supposed to pee-pee. This is where we pee-pee. We pee-pee on the potty, right? So you're gonna practice with the doll 3 times. You haven't changed the underwear yet. So while you're practicing, the baby's pants are still wet. So you're gonna have your child feel the baby's pants or underwear and ask, are the pants wet or dry? The child should be able to feel and say wet or dry if they're talking. If they're not vocal, that's fine, but they should communicate yes or no regarding whether or not the baby's pants are dry. Be careful, honey. And then again, you both express displeasure. No, that's not good. We don't pee-pee on our panties. We pee-pee in the potty. So after, you're gonna have the child feel their pants or their underwear and ask them, are they wet or dry? They're either going to say wet or dry or nod their head for wet or dry. If they are dry, you're going to give them a snack or a treat and a drink. I didn't mention this earlier, but every time you give them a snack or a treat, make sure you give them a drink as well, and make sure they're drinking as much as they'd like. And anytime during the training or the trials that they mention or look like they have to go to the potty, they're able to do that. So after they get their treat, you're gonna ask the child to show you where we're supposed to pee-pee. At that point, they should point to the potty or show you where the potty is, or tell you where the potty is, and if they're unsure, you should guide them to the potty and have them touch it. After about 5 minutes, you're going to tell the child that the doll is ready to go pee-pee on the potty. You're going to have the child take the doll to the potty, put the baby on the potty, and then you're going to use your squirt bottle again to forcefully have her pee-pee on the potty again, go crazy each and every time that he or she pees in the potty. Celebrate. Give a treat, give a drink, all that good stuff. Vance, come on now. Let's see. Yes, please stop. Okay, so you're gonna dump the potty. You're gonna have the child fill their pants. Every time that you do a potty time with the doll, you're gonna also have the child check their pants, asking them if they're wet or dry. Anytime you ask the doll, are your pants wet or dry, you should also be asking the child as well. And the child is feeling both their own pants and the doll's pants. Even when the child is not checking for the doll, every few minutes, it's very important that you have the child feel their own pants to ask them if they're wet or dry, to create that awareness of wet, dry, needing to go to the bathroom. So all throughout this period of training the doll, you're going to have the child checking themselves along the way too. Are your pants wet or are your pants dry? And anytime their pants are dry, they're going to get a treat and they're going to get a drink. After the baby goes in the potty that last time, you're going to do 3 more pant inspections of the doll, and of course you're going to do it of the child as well. And those pants inspections are going to be 5 minutes apart, and you're going to end on a high note because the baby ended on the potty and with dry underpants. You can repeat the process with the doll again if 3 to 5 times putting her on the potty is not enough. It is why I said I modified it for the needs of my children. For my son, he was fully engaged both times through. For my daughter, she was over it after the first time. Like the second time was like almost like pulling teeth, and that is why I ended up rolling over to the second day before I took her off the pull-ups. To play it by ear, check your child's engagement level. Are they understanding? Are they comprehending? Are they participating? And then you kind of can decide the best way to go from there. This first part of the potty training session, which is the teaching the doll part, usually takes no more than 1 hour normally for understanding. Now, if you're just doing it to solidify the understanding or just extra practice, that's great. That's what I was doing with my son, but you don't want to overdo it to the point of disengagement. Part 2 of the potty training session is the prompted potty trials. You're so beautiful. Mwah.
Just a minute, Mommy.
You're so handsome.
Mommy.
You're so.
Mommy.
You're so.